really important that we come out to places that don't necessarily have established theatre like the Royal Exchange, coming to their space and showing that theatre is very much a part of them.
It's just so good to see performances outside of the actual exchange. The box office running in the library and residents coming and queuing up.
Local Exchange is a new programme for the theatre which is getting us out of the building in Manchester, across communities close to home but also across Greater Manchester. It's a 3-year programme to help us really be resident and work really closely within specific communities. It came about from a pilot that we did in Rochdale and in Cheetham Hill to really understand a different way of how the Royal Exchange might work in those communities over a longer period of time.
Often you get asked, we've got this great project and it's very time limited and delivers and goes. And what was really special about this was the Royal Exchange were kind of really open for conversation about what we might do together, and it was really open how we might work together.
It's a really true relationship of exchange, and so it's as much about us learning as it is us building skills and long-lasting relationships. We're going to be finding out what people want to see and what they want to talk about, what matters to them, what's missing at the moment, and that will directly inform the art.
We really want to engage residents and have their voice within what we're doing. So we have got an ambassador scheme now, and those 12 ambassadors will co-design what the next 2 years of residency will look like. Once we know what the community are interested in, we will then go into a big delivery year in year 2. That will include us taking work out into that community, it will include us making work in that community.
We are in some ways returning to our roots and about the idea of a found space being occupied by a bunch of artists and by a theatre. We're going to take that history out into wards and boroughs of Greater Manchester, which means placing a pop-up theatre in a found space and making work together.
The community will help us to build that theatre, help us to operate that theatre from the sound and lighting and technical skills, as well as all the customer service and front of house skills. And the final year is really looking at legacy, so it might be about how we support to embed those programmes long term in that community. It will be about developing those audiences coming into the theatre on a longer term basis.
The Royal Exchange makes such long commitments to communities, and seeing a community begin to develop its trust and its relationship with the Royal Exchange.
It's been much more than just a delivery project. Having that involvement in a conversation about how we can improve and work together and collaborate, it's about creating that space for conversation, and it's about theatre not necessarily having to be on a stage in an auditorium. Theatre can be anywhere.